Christmas stuff around here today. We've got a nice fire going, and the Christmas tree is up, ready to go, and I'm gonna do some wrapping. And I've got my stack of knives. I'm gonna show you how I do my Christmas wrapping, how I find out what knife is dull, and how I sharpen. And I've also got a bit of a little trick for you, a cheap trick on how to tune up your knife without spending a bunch of dough. So the cheaper, thinner paper is harder to cut, but these, you know, a nicely tuned up Swiss Army, these things are awesome for Christmas time wrapping. This is great for the heavy duty packages. This guy I use for the, you know, the more detailed work. You know, pretending you care kind of package. And this stuff is real cheese paper. This is dollar store goodness right here. And of course you need a couple Swiss Army knives if you're doing this kind of work. And these guys are usually one of my favorites around Christmas. But really this time of year is when I make sure all my knives are sharp. Opinel, of course, is a favorite. And what else we got in here? Oh, there you go. But this is really the time of year I check these knives out to make sure they're sharp. Ooh, this is a beauty. Yeah. Oop, that guy needs a tune-up. This is my favorite carving up big game knife. It's a Bark River Mini Fox River, and this thing is slicey. If you do your Christmas wrapping like I do with my knives, you'll find out real quick which ones are dull. Nope. A thing of beauty. So I'm not going to bore you with any more of my gift ideas. Cutting paper, wrapping paper, and especially cheesy dollar store wrapping paper really shows if your knife is sharp or not. There's a couple standouts for sure. This guy's dull, needs a tune-up. This guy's dull as well. And what else? Oh yeah, my beauty, Essie. And this one needs to be sharpened. So let's do these guys real quick. I'll show you what I do. It's not rocket science. And I'll show you what I use that's really cheap as dirt that will tune your knives up and even sharpen them if they're not dinged up too bad. I've bought some gimmicky crap. There's a ton of knife sharpening kits out there. I like the old school way of doing things more than ever now. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, this was part of a kit that I bought, and you can see that I did use it. And you know what? It was okay, but it was crap. There's no need for all this stuff. Some of this stuff's hundreds of dollars as well. And you can actually screw your knife up, especially with grinders if you overheat the knife or whatever. So I've kind of done away with this stuff and gone back to old school goodness. All right, so this is how I do it. I got a couple sharpening stones. Last time I used this little beauty, I used it on the Black Cat, this badass knife here. And I sharpened this up. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. This is, what is this? This is 800 grit on this side. It is 6,000 grit on this side. This stone's out of Japan, and I don't know if that matters or not. I'll put a link to this stuff in the description below. But that's the guy, that's the one I use. And again, I've got another one that's kind of more beaten up. I don't know where it is. But with this, you would soak the stone first, fill it up with water. Normally I would do this in the garage, but the lighting sucks there. So after the stone has soaked a little bit, put it on the tray that comes with this, or put it wherever you want. This one's got a bit of rubber on the back, and it's a little bit of a groove on that, so it's a little bit of a dish for it there. And this is the 800 grit side. It's not going to be easy for me to do it with this camera in the way, but I'm going to kind of show you what's happening here. So basically what you want to do, it's finding the angle that's the pain in the butt. And you know what? Usually you got to dull a few of these guys before you get it figured out. But an easy way to do it is use your thumb, and you want to have your thumb right like that, or anywhere along the spine here, and have it about halfway on your thumb. So basically, once you find it, you can find the bevel, but usually it's around there, and you're just going to kind of drag it across. You'll have to tip it up as it swings around the point there. But that's all you got to do. You just got to do it gently. You're not pushing. You're not, you're not grinding it in there. There's no muscle involved in this. Then you got to flip it around and do the other side. And you can do it with your left hand if you want. There you go. Same kind of deal. And you want to keep the stone wet, so you're going to have to throw some more water on it. It's just kind of resting on my thumb. My thumb's just kind of dragging across this 800 grit. So check your knife to see how sharp it is before you get going on this. And only do it a few times, a couple passes, and check your knife to make sure you're not making it worse. You want to be making it better. And you know what? Sometimes you don't get the angle right, and there's a trick to that as well. So obviously this Scandi grind knife has a small micro bevel on there. So that's what I was after. If it doesn't, I have a Hella knife that doesn't have the micro bevel, and it's obviously simple to find that. You know, you can feel it on that, you know, on that Scandi. Check it, make sure you're not dulling it. If you are, you're probably too steep, and there is a way to check that. This little Boker is really dull, and you can see the micro bevel on it there. That's what I'm after. That's what I got to find. That's laying flat. I want to find that little bevel. But if you can't find that little micro bevel or the edge, just hit it with a Sharpie. Let's see if it stays there, or if I'm hitting it. I want to hit it. I want to take that Sharpie marker off that blade. After that, I would flip it over and hit that 6,000 grit side, and then maybe a bit of a strop. It's just a nice sweeping motion. You get used to it after a while, and these guys get sharp. This works awesome as well. This is a sanding block, and you don't actually need a sanding block. You can use a 2x4 or whatever. Wrap some black wet sandpaper on it, and you don't even have to wet it, and it works great. All right, so once you've done that, and it doesn't take long, and depending how dull the knife is, but if you do it right, it doesn't take long at all. So after you've done that, then you can get a little strop into the action here. And this is one, I picked this one up, I think on Amazon. I've got a nice one, a nice belt leather strap. It's rolled up in a hunting pack at the moment. But this is two-sided. You can make one yourself, add a hunk of leather on a piece of wood. I've got black paste on this one. That's black compound, and you can also get green. And it just comes in these little packages, and it's almost like a waxy kind of deal. You can heat it up and rub it in to the leather strap, and then you're ready to go. So with the strap, you just pull it away, and you know what? This works well for me. If you want to just touch your knife up, this is a way to do it. Black paste, in my opinion, is awesome, and this will get this guy back to goodness. So here's the cheap trick. These things are awesome. They're like $5, $10, and they work, man. They just work. If you just need to touch your knife up, this thing works. It's got two different grits here. You just pull your knife through it, and that's it. It sharpens it, and it does work. Like, it 100% works. Stick this in your pack. You know, if you're hunting or whatever, throw this in your pack if you don't want to bring a stone or whatever, and you think your knife's going to get dull, and this will work for you. And if you're not into using a stone or all that other stuff, this is the deal. And for that kind of dough, it's a no-brainer. This does work for your kitchen knives as well, and it's cheap cheese, but it works. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you all have an awesome Christmas.